So I angered the online masses the other day by putting up this video.
All right, Jack. I just pulled you away from what you're doing with school. Have
Okay.
I told you anything about what I'm doing right now?
No.
Sit. Stand. Jump. Spin. Give me a high five. Make an angry face. That's obedience.
Basically, I was called out for training my children like a dog. So the comments came pouring in. And I find it funny because when we see a well-trained dog in the park, we're like, oh, wow, that owner's done such a great job caring for their dog. Look how it heels right beside them and sits beside them as they sit at the park bench. Look how it's not gouging the eyes out of the other dogs and trying to hump a telephone pole over there. Oh, wow, when they say, come, the dog just comes. How wonderful is that? So I guess I should take it as a compliment because we value things that are well-trained. Now, well-trained doesn't mean that they don't care for the dog. In fact, they care very much for the dog because that's the role of the dog in that family. This is what you need to do. Don't go after the neck and try to bite the children. Don't try to jump the fence into the neighbor's yard. Don't poop in the living room. It's just a natural, obvious thing that we look at and say, oh yeah, of course, that dog's well trained. So when we look at our children, there's this argument that comes out and says, well, you know, we don't want them to be well trained because we want them to develop their own personality. We want them to follow their own personality, and that's well and good in thought, except for the fact that I've seen the results of the people who are doing that with their children in restaurants as they're losing their mind because they've been there for over a half hour, because the restaurant didn't have Wi-Fi, so the devices can't, you know, download their favorite movie, or they didn't get their favorite cereal in the aisle, and so they're throwing a temper tantrum and having to be dragged through the aisle of the grocery store. Because according to fostering their emotional well-being, that's exactly what's happening. They are showcasing their emotional state of, well, I'm allowed to show my emotions, and right now my emotions is ah! And the problem, of course, with that is that's not actually what we want. Oftentimes we have parents that come to us and they say, I don't know what to do. My kid won't listen. Well, it's not listening you want. That's only part of it. They are listening. So you say, oh, they're not listening. Well, they are listening. They're hearing the words come in their ears. The problem is they're not doing anything about it, which is different than listening. So they're not doing anything about the listening. Okay, so what you want isn't actually the listening. It's actually, you want them to pay attention to you when you're speaking. You want them to listen to the words that are coming out of your mouth. You want them to do the thing that you're asking or telling them to do. And then you want them to do it well and with joy. You want them just to do the thing that you're asking them to do. Now, it's not mean. It's just life. Go put your shoes on isn't mean. It's not like, oh, how dare I try to put your shoes on in the winter when it's cold and your feet would get really cold and sore if you didn't have your shoes on. You don't have to reason with them because they're not at the emotional state yet where you can reason with them. You need to be able to get their attention, say words that they're listening to, do the thing that you're asking them to do, and to do it well. And so those four parts, the listening part is actually only 2 of 4. Get their attention, listen, do the thing, and do it well. And you can actually do that. But there's this whole movement around that says, oh, well, no, you can't do that because that's mean, because you have to value the child's emotions. I absolutely value a child's emotions so much that I'm going to train them to choose the right emotion for a given situation. So for instance, if a child is sad or angry that they didn't get a box of cereal of Cocoa Puffs in the aisle of the grocery store, the correct emotional response to, no, you may not have the Cocoa Puffs, is, yes, mommy, or yes, daddy. That's the proper response. That's where the heart, that's the target. That's where the heart should be. It should be in a place where I've asked, I've been heard, my request has been known, the answer is no, and I need to be okay with the whole thing. But that's a lot more than just listening. Anyways, you can do that. And it's not training your child like a dog. It's training your child like a child. It's just that, especially when they're younger, there are a few similarities, so that when you say, hey, come here, they come. Because if they're standing on the edge of a bridge like this, running towards the edge, and they're to stop and look at you, you can say, come. And when they do, well, I know that's a drastic situation or a drastic example, but you save them from death. What if you live on a busy street and they like to, when they go outside, run towards the street? Oh, look, there's something across the street that I'm interested in, and there's traffic. Well, you only get to make that mistake once, and then you don't get to make that mistake ever again. The point is that you need to not only train them how to respond, what to respond with which words to respond, and all of those things are outside of the desired emotional response of the child. They want to do what they want to do. There's a battle going on in your home. The battle is who's in control. And they want to be, and they will try to be. And if you let them, they will be. But if you are able to be a parent and to teach them how to listen to your calm words well, so that you say something calmly, come here, or hey, come here please, and they actually do it the first time, that frees you up to be able to deal with all of these other issues that are going to come up in their life for the rest of their life, and puts you in a position where your calm words become the authority, not come here, or I'm counting to 3. Okay, well then the counting is the authority, or the angry voice is the authority, or the yelling is the authority, or the grabbing of the arm is the authority. You're making something the authority in your home. I recommend it be the calm words that are coming out of your mouth, because that allows you the freedom and joy and comfort to do all of the other stuff that's needed as a parent. So anyways, we go over all of the stuff in our Facebook group. There's a link in the comments below, but if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. But basically, I love parenting. My wife and I are passionate about raising children up in the most beautiful way that you can. One where your life is actually calm and peaceful, your home is calm and peaceful. You can choose what you want for your kids, and you can actually carry that out over the years of your life. You're the parent, you know what's best for your child. We just want to be here to give you the tools to be able to do what you want with your children well.